What's up, everybody? It's Jake the Barber. I'm at the Men's Club Barbershop in Philadelphia, PA, and I'm with my friend JD, aka Reed Cuts. We're gonna do a like a European style fade today, maybe a little line in there with like a crop front and like a high fade. So I'm gonna start by just combing the hair out. Okay, and I like to use, for something like this, just like a wide tooth comb. This is like a styling comb, but if I use a fine comb for this curly hair, it's really going to pull his hair and be uncomfortable for him. So I'm just going to comb this out all forward just to see what I'm working with here. And I have a lot to play with when we get to the top. I'm going to get my tube, right, and I'm going to just comb up to here, just to the arch with the tube. But I want to go high on the fade. A lot of hair. Don't go too high, but don't be afraid to go high. Just making this clean. And this is just one of our guidelines. Now I'm going to take my clipper all the way to 0, and I'm going to go at the arch, put it all the way closed. And this is giving me just a little bit of room to fade. And I want this fade high, a really tight side, and a really heavy top with texture. I'm going to take my detailer, and this is adjusted a little bit more than factory set, so it's pretty low. I'm just going to get rid of all of this hair. And make sure you don't go into that line that you just put in, because it's going to create more work for you later. Just want to go below. It's about a 1/4 inch or so, maybe a little bit more than that.
You tell us about that head order that you have on the back there.
Yeah, how'd you get the scar?
I got pushed into a pool, above ground pool, and my head hit the back of a chlorine floater.
Oh wow.
I'm like 12 years old.
You live to tell the tale.
Oh yeah.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, dust it off, make sure we didn't miss any hair. Now we're going to come in with our shaver. We're just going to knock out this stubble. In this part you have to be really careful that you don't put a hard line in your cut. So I like to just kind of use the corner of this when I'm up in this area, because if you stop, it's going to leave a very faint line that it's extremely hard to get out. So as you can see, I'm just using the very corner of this tool. Now that we're out of the way with the falling out of this head, we're going to start the fade. So I always start my fades from the bottom up. So I'll put a Okay, it's almost a 1. It's just below a 1. When I'm doing a fade like this, where it's like there's not much room to work, I kind of like to just stay on one side. So I'm just going to fade this side out first, and then I'll jump to the other side. But it helps me control the fade more when I'm not like spinning the chair back and forth, and I'm just concentrating on one side. Alright, so now that that's faded out, I'm going to throw the 1 clip on, open it all the way up, just like we did on the last step, but we're going to do it with a 1. So we're going to start with it all the way open, go to almost the very top where we went with the 2, and we're just going to slowly fade down. We're not going to go straight around, we're going to follow this, because if you try to go straight around, your fade's going to be off. It's going to be dark here and light here, so you want to make sure you're always following your initial guideline. And to put that initial guideline in, you have to follow the contour of the head. And we're just going to mess with this area a little bit, opening and closing as we need to. Use your discretion.
Is that the technical term, Nestle?
I don't think so. I don't think so. So after I do, I fade a side out, there's always areas that need to be adjusted. And I like to just open my clipper all the way, go into that 1 a little bit, and just kind of flick it out. Use my corners. And I haven't decided which side yet, but we're going to make sure we leave this fade super dark, so when we do put a line in, it's going to pop. So we're going to do the fade first, and we'll get back to that. Jump to this side. So now we're going to we're going to do the same steps. Alright, so after I do the fade, I just like to clean up the area. This helps me see what I have to do. Keep my client clean. Now, I'm going to put a line in this haircut at some point, and I think I'm going to use this side. But what I'm going to do first is use the shears, cut the top, clean this up, and then I'm going to style it, and then I'm going to put the line in to follow the style on the top. So what I think I'm going to do, and it might change, but I think I'm going to cut this and leave this heavier so I get some volume with the curls, and then take the front down so it's low and almost a choppy straight line, and the line of the bang is going to follow the line into the head, so it's going to kind of create like a cool look there. So we're gonna cut the top, and I think I'm going to just wet it down just a little bit. I don't want to soak this hair. I usually like to cut the top first, and then blend the sides. So I'm just going to start with this area, and since I'm right-handed, I like to start with the right side. Just work my way back. So I'm going to just come in on the side. Okay. Now this is not the only thing I'm going to do to the top. I'm going to texture the top, but I like to take the length down first just to see what I'm working with here. After I take the length down, then I'm going to texture it. Alright guys, if you experience trouble while combing the hair out, if this is hard for you, I like to come through like a saw almost, and it helps me work my way through to pick the hair up like this. And this will help prevent you dropping your comb, having to stop in the middle of haircuts. So if you're having trouble, just saw it through. And I'm not going to cross-check this. A lot of times I'll come through this way and then I'll come through this way. I'm not going to cross-check this because I want it to be a little choppy. It's already adding to the texture. So by not cross-checking it, I don't want it to be perfect. So it's a bit, it looks like a zigzag almost on top, but I want that.
That works particularly well with curly hair too, isn't it?
For curly hair, yes, and for hair that you want volume, because the long hair works off of the short hair. If you're going for a volume style haircut, you need short hair in there to support the longer hair. If that makes sense. These are all tips that I picked up over the years by going to classes and listening to other barbers that specialize in other hair types. I did not invent any of this. This was all taught to me. After the length on top is taken down, I'm just going to go through and comb down the sides, right? What I need to still blend. And I'll achieve that with scissor over comb. Remember, I like this area long, because I'm gonna work with this, and I'm gonna come back to this area last before I put my line in right here. For this style, since he's gonna wear it forward, we're not gonna touch the bangs. I like to attack these bangs with a clipper and a detailer. So I'm gonna leave that. We're gonna just section this off just a little bit, and we're not gonna cut any of this because I need this long, right? So now, and from this area over around the head up into this side, we are gonna just use scissor over comb or shear over comb, if you will. So with a normal haircut, if he was wearing it back, like a comb over look, or you know, like a pomp look, I would leave this longer. It would be fine right now. Because then you could just put some product in it and wear it up. But we're not. We're going to be wearing it forward. Okay? And we're just moving our thumb. We're not moving anything else. We're trying to keep this bottom piece right here level with our comb.
Length of scissor?
Just about. I have a weird method. I actually prefer to cut with this part of the shear. And a lot of people prefer the front, but I just find I get a better cut with the middle. A lot of people like to kind of cut like this, but I don't know. I like to go like this. And sometimes I rock the shear a little bit. It's just a habit I've developed. After, you know, you pass your barber test and you have your license, you can kind of let the bad habits come back.
So is this a bad habit or just a preference?
I don't know if it's a bad habit because I never had any trouble with it. I just kind of just rock it a little bit. Maybe it helps texturize it, and I don't even know. So for this area, it's blended as good as we're going to get it with the regular shear. So we're just going to come back to that with a thinning shear to knock that last line out. So right here, we're just going to blend this, and we're going to meet this in the middle. Okay. All right, so now that most of the shear work's out of the way, I'm just going to go through and hit this area with the thinning shear just to knock out any lines that are left behind. With curly hair, it's really hard to get every single line out, you know, with the regular shear. So this just kind of will knock out any residual lines. So I'm just going to comb this out, and you can already see there's some lines that need to be thinned out. All right. So the same technique, shear over comb, but now we're just going to use the thinning shear. So I'm going to start low. It's going to go really light with this. You don't want to go crazy with the thinning shears. Just want to knock these little lines out. That's all. You want to start low. You can even use your opposite end of your comb, thinner. Now, what I'm going to do, sounds crazy, okay, but I'm going to put a 5 on, All right, 5 guard. That's a big guard. And since JD's hair, JD has some of the hardest hair to cut, all right, because it grows in every direction. It's very wavy. Now, for this style, we're going for the European look, right? Like the heavy top, shorter front, and we're even going to throw a little line in there. So this area, it all grows forward, but when it gets to a certain length, it curls up, okay? So now, we're going to get a big guard, and we're going to come to the front. We're going to cut with the grain, okay? With the grain, not against the grain, with it. So it's going to take off these hairs that are sticking up here and knock off some of the heavier hair in the front here. Now remember, we're trying to make it look different. This is not a normal haircut, okay? For all of you critics out there. All right, now we're just going to be really light, okay? We're just going to take this front part off very lightly, okay? Now, we're going to go through and we're going to texture the top very lightly because we don't need to texturize it much, just a little bit. And we're going to point cut. I'm just going to that saw motion. Add that extra texture. And you really can't even tell, but this is going to help the finished product tremendously. Okay. Now, that's out of the way. I'll put this line in. So we're going to start here, and we're going to put this line right in here. Look at his hairline, make sure we're not cutting into his hairline, right? So his hairline is here. So I'm going to make sure we stay below that hairline. Not super far below, but below enough that we don't hit it. Alright, and I'm going to go follow his bangs. We're just going to come and put this part right in here. So now, since we got the part out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and lighten this area up right below the part. It's a little dark. And after we lighten this area up, we're really going to make this line pop. Because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to spray it with a hairspray, right? I'm going to let the hairspray dry over the skin, over the layer of skin, and then I'm going to hit it with a straight razor. Now, you might think, shouldn't I be using shave gel? But really, what the hairspray is doing when it dries is acting as a dry shave gel. So it creates a layer between the skin and the blade, and it's really going to make this line pop because it's going to be, there's not going to be any stubble in it. It's going to be a perfect straight razor line. And I like to use the dry shave gel technique because it just makes it like a really crispy line. I'm just going to corner this, get this little dark area out here. I'm just going to spray this line with a little bit of hairspray. Let that dry. And now I'm going to get into my styling. While that's drying, I'll style the hair. So I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So for these shorter styles, I like to style the hair with my hands. So now that the hair is completely dry, I'm just gonna get a matte cream. I need like matte product that doesn't look greasy works. So I'm just gonna really work it through my hands because I don't need a lot since it's already blow dried and it's a short style. I just want to like work it through just to give it some play here. And then I get this this powder here. Getting near the roots. And this is really going to finish off the matte, like textured look. And then on the other side, I want to straight razor that line in to finish it off. So we'll spin the chair around. How you doing? That completes the haircut part of it. So you can see with this style, why I prefer to use the matte products, because you can just mess this up. This isn't like a rock solid style. You can just play with it throughout the day. You know, and this is like I said, this is not like a normal haircut. This is just like a fun style. And I've been seeing a lot of these from our friends over in the UK, and it's starting to come into the US. You know, and that completes the top. And JD said he wanted to do the beard, so and he wants to keep the length. So really, it's just like a very minor thing we have to do to the beard. I'm just going to fade out the sideburn a little bit. We're going to shape it up and take the mustache down a little bit, and that's it. And that'll complete the whole look. First, I'm just going to fade out the sideburn. So, JD, what made you want to do this style?
I like seeing the new trends coming over here. I figured my hair texture might be good for it. You know, switch it up rather than a normal skin fade, add a little fun twist. And then keep my beard growing, get that a little U.S. tradition to it, I guess.
Yeah. JD's a barber. He works a couple miles away, right outside of Philadelphia. JD, what kind of styles do you do most? Like, what's the most popular style you get in your shop?
I would say with the kids these days, everyone goes for the tighter haircuts, longer on top. Just, you know, entertainers or influence a lot of the younger kids.
Absolutely.
The tighter haircuts.
Yeah, I agree. That's what we get here. Mostly just like tight fades between like a 2 and, you know, skin to a 2, something like that. And then just, you know, the comb over on top. I've been seeing a lot less of the hard parts. Like, you know, a lot. I guess that's kind of like a fading trend, but like not this style part, but like the, you know, the traditional part, comb over with a part look. I think that's kind of phasing out a bit. So, JD likes a shorter mustache, not too short. So I just put a 1 on, I open it all the way, and I really just barely hit the beard. Like I'm not going into it with the 1.5. So this mustache isn't actually a 1.5. I'm just barely grazing it with this, just to get it off of the lip.
So do you do any grooming on your beard, independent, or you almost just let the barber do it?
I normally take care of it myself. It's hard for me to even get in, get a haircut. You know,
Is Jake so busy?
Yeah, he's busy. I'm busy. You know, when I first started, I was going in later. You know, towards the afternoon to get, you know, going into work now. Well, shot today, going in a lot earlier. Just getting busier and busier.
All right, now same deal for the part on the side. We're just going to spray this area with hairspray. Just hit it with cold air, so your blow dryer on cold. Just feel it on your hand first. Dry that hairspray out. I'm going to get our razor. And we're just going to hold the skin nice and tight. And then we're gonna just come back in with our shaver, just clean it up just a little bit. Any little hairs we missed, the neck, underneath. And there it is. Haircut and beard.
In this video, Beardbrand has launched a private community called The Alliance. It's for men who are looking to invest in themselves and who are looking to keep on growing. Click the link over there and come join us, or stick around and watch some more awesome videos.